You're driven. You're capable. You know that you can achieve things when you put your mind to it. You've achieved a lot already. You know you can get stuff done. You already have. But I'm speaking to you on this one. If no matter what goals you hit or what you achieve or how well you're showing up, there's this strong voice and narrative going on for you that you haven't reached your potential yet. Until you get that body, you haven't made it fully. So life is on hold. You feel like you haven't arrived and it's painful. You hold back, you edit yourself, you keep your brilliance just a little bit smaller until you finally look the part that you want to play. This is deeply insidious. But what if, and the mind's probably going to push back on this a lot, what if you don't become fully her when you change how you look? What if you become fully her when you stop making your worth and your permission conditional? What I hear from brilliant, smart, capable, high achieving, successful women all of the time is some variation of, people think that I'm really confident, but inside I'm constantly thinking about how I look and I'm hyper aware of my flaws. Some of us have internalized things like, be successful, but only if you're small. Be confident, but only if you're beautiful. Be powerful, but make sure that you're pleasing everyone at the same time. And if you've internalized a lot of this, then it makes perfect sense if you've tied your power to your appearance. But what if that entire model of so-called confidence was never meant to be for you and it's only holding you back? You know, for some of us, we've been conditioned to believe that confidence is something that we have to earn. You know, like once I've lost 10 pounds, or once I'm consistently eating healthy, or once I'm in control of everything all of the time and do everything perfectly. You know, I'm exaggerating, but also not really. I've seen this. But confidence isn't something that we earn. It is something that we decide for ourselves. It's something that we choose. Real confidence, the kind that radiates, that makes people lean in, that makes you feel aligned and fulfilled, comes from self-respect and self-care, not perfection or people-pleasing. And you know, clients are often surprised by this when they first encounter this notion that controlling our appearance to our own detriment, right? It's causing us harm and anguish trying to control our appearance is a form of people-pleasing. What is people-pleasing if not disregarding our own needs in favor of what other people want from us over and over and over again? And self-respect isn't built in the mirror. It's built in little moments of integrity. It's built in the moments that we show up for ourselves, or we show up even though we're scared. It's built in the moments where we express ourselves even though we're uncomfortable. What if you're confusing body goals with personal power? When you feel powerful and free in your body, that feels amazing. But chasing that feeling by trying to change your appearance, it creates a trap. And here's how it works. You build a version of success in your mind that's always just out of reach. And you postpone your joy and your voice and your presence, waiting for that moment to come where you feel worthy of it. And ironically, it's that very postponing of your life that disconnects you from your confidence. So why don't we just flip it? You know, what if that woman that you are trying to become and waiting to become is already there inside of you? You are her. And she's not asking you to change. She's asking you to just step in. I've seen genuine confidence start to bud in women with one very raw realization, which is, I'm exhausted trying to be someone else. It comes when they start to realize, I don't need to be perfect to be powerful. That's a defense mechanism. I'm powerful when I'm honest. When we give ourselves permission to be messy and emotional and unsure sometimes, and still important and significant and valuable, the shame starts to dissolve. And I've seen it time and time again. This is when people stop over apologizing and start owning their presence and right to take up space, as it were. It's a very therapy term, but you know what I mean. True confidence, in my experience, happens when people start redefining what makes them worthy. Instead of looking perfect, always pleasing, being convenient, being liked by everyone, shifting that to living in integrity and respecting themselves and speaking their truth, as it were, and accepting, not necessarily liking, but accepting all parts of them. Trust me on this one. That inner alignment and self-acceptance, that feels like confidence and power and peace. You know, I used to have this, I call it fix myself syndrome. I constantly felt like I had to fix myself, like I had all these things I needed to change about myself, and that was a really positive thing. And once I had fixed those, then I could accept myself, then I could feel free. But that was the trap of it. That's not self-acceptance, that's shame talking. Here's one of the simplest tools I give clients for this, and they love it. Whenever you find yourself shrinking yourself, doubting yourself, waiting, you can pause and ask yourself, what would I do right now, think right now, and feel right now if I already believed that I was her? And that's it. You know, you don't need to feel ready. You don't need to look different. You don't need to practice making decisions from the woman you want to be. You just need to practice making decisions from that place now. True confidence isn't loud. It's not about being the prettiest or the thinnest or the cleverest. I'm not entirely sure if that's a word. Or the most polished. True confidence is calm, it's clear, it's grounded. That sense of, I know who I am, I trust myself, I'm okay. And the only way that I can see to get there is to stop tying your power to your reflection and start grounding it in something which is unshakable and immovable, yourself. One client once said to me, before, I thought that confidence would come once I had the perfect body, and I firmly believed that. And now I realize it came from the moment that I stopped apologizing for who I already was. She didn't shrink herself anymore, no pun intended. She didn't second guess. She allowed herself to walk into a room and take up space, even if sometimes she felt uncomfortable doing so, because she stopped asking for permission to do that. And that's the shift. It is not confidence if we are asking for permission to be confident. That's just people pleasing. This isn't just about our bodies or food or looking a certain way. This is about being able to walk into a room and take up space, feeling secure enough in ourselves that we can have really healthy, secure relationships, being real enough to experience love, showing up in our lives and the things that we care about fully, being present. You are already her, not once you've fixed something, but when you stop hiding. If this resonated with you, then maybe this is your cue to stop trying to do all of this on your own. Because yes, you're strong. Yes, you're capable. Yes, you've done a lot on your own, but developing a healthy relationship with food, developing genuine confidence, developing good body image, these are not things that we are taught how to achieve. We offer a free discovery call, no pressure, no push, just a real conversation. We'll look at really what's going on for you behind the scenes and where you're holding back and what it would look like to feel free, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally as well. If we're fit to help you to make that shift, then we'll tell you how. And if not, you'll walk away with clarity nonetheless. Either way, you don't need to wait another year to finally feel like you. The link's in the description if you're ready. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.